are now hackable animals. The whole humans are now hackable animals. The whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over.
Over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, everything is being digitalized. Everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to. But in a crisis, you see, we have no chance. So let's do it. Surveillance. People could look back in 100 years and identify the coronavirus epidemic as the moment when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, which I think is maybe the most important development of the 21st century, is this ability to hack human beings, to go under the skin, collect biometric data, analyze it, and understand people better than they understand themselves. This, I believe, is maybe the most important event of the 21st century. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it.
Natural selection is replaced by intelligent design. The era of inorganic life is now beginning.
In the coming decades, AI and biotechnology will give us godlike abilities to re-engineer life and even to create completely new life forms. We are about to enter a new era of inorganic life shaped by intelligent design. Our intelligent design.
Yep, you heard that right. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren out there teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom. I'm the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All right, and that was an old clip of that Pinky in the Brain looking individual, Yuval Noah Harari, basically telling you how now, these devils have the technology to, to hack human beings, man, to understand what's going on the inside, you see. And like we've been telling you here at Great Millstone, starting with the elders and the apostles, that these devils have this, the technology to do these things now. All right. And, ultimately all of this merging man with machine and, the internet of bodies, the internet of things, this whole digital, technological technocracy they're trying to establish is ultimately, he's using it to give himself God-like abilities to become God via technology, man. And we know a lot of this technology is going to be used ultimately to put the MOTB, the mark of the beast upon all you people on the planet Earth. All right. And that all this, this technology is ultimately trying to, is leading this devil to try to become God, man. All right. And he's presenting it as peace and safety, as the wave of the future of how he's going to save humanity and, allow mankind to evolve, to, make the blind to see, to make the lame to walk, to, boost your IQ, to make you smarter, to make life more, to make life more easier, but we know ultimately at the end of the day, it's all being spun and it's all being done in wickedness, man. And ultimately, hey, this devil does have the technology, like like that individual was saying. Ultimately, like he said, once you can, you people are all hackable animals, and once they get this technology inside of you, once you willingly accept it, you're going to become the property of the property of the wicked, man. All right, you're going to become cattle and straight slaves to this new world order. And this is what this technology is ultimately really all about. It's not how they're going to present it to make life better for, for paraplegics or blind people or people who've been hurt or had debilitating, you know, life changes, that this technology is going to be used to help you people, man. You got to understand that this man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and everything that he does is going to be used to be weaponized against you, not for you. It's going to be used for him to gain more and more and more control. And that's what it's really about for these elites, is to have absolute, complete, total control. Like the guy said, they have the technology to where now they're going to be able to become gods, man. And you got a lot of people who are going to willingly submit themselves to this type of, to this new world order. And these are going to be the things that are going to be required, for you to have in order to be a part of society, to be a part of the future. You're going to have to ultimately give yourself completely, wholly over unto these elites via this technology, man. All right. And it's going to ultimately lead to the mark of the beast, the MOTB. Like I said, a system of complete and total control, man. And this is what the Bible has been, this is what the Bible and prophecy has been warning us about, to give, you the warning of what this shit is really all about, man. It's all being done in complete and total wickedness, man. All right. And if you submit yourself to this bullshit, man, and in the future, after these devils allow all hell to break loose, to let martial law take place, to collapse this society, do away with when the financial system collapses and life as we know it is in complete and utter chaos. This is what they're gonna. This is gonna be the plan. I mean, this is what you're gonna have to submit yourself to in order to be a part of their new world, man. It's shit like this, and it's not gonna be an option. You're not gonna have the ability to take one and not the other. You're gonna have to take all the brain chips, the BCIs, the microchips, the mark of the beast, the universal basic incomes. The social credit score. All this shit is going to be involved in your new world order package, so to speak, man. If you want to buy and sell, if you want to be identified of a member of their society in the future, if you want to buy and sell, you want to get food, you want to have groceries, you want to be able to function, all this shit is going to be required for you to bow down to and subject yourself to. This man's complete and total control. All right. So let's read some of this article. It's not very long, but hey, we've been telling you this is what these devils have been up to. All right. Matter of fact, let me read this precept first, and then I'll get to this. All right. This is Psalms chapter 64, verse 2 in the NLT. It says, "Hide me from the plots of this evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers." And this is ultimately talking about the elites. And you see guys like Bill Gates and this Noah Harari, Klaus Schwab, and a lot of these other tech giants, the Palantir individuals. These guys are all just the faces of these elite, of the real kings of the earth that you don't hear or see every day on the television or on TV. All right, they're doing the bidding of these super elites, man, who are heavy into sorcery, heavy into witchcraft, and all manner of things that if we you just wouldn't believe if you weren't in the spirit to see it, But it says Psalm 64:2 in the NLT, "Hide me from the plot of this evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers." And through the spirit, hey, the Lord has allowed us to peep game. And, and 2/3 of our people who are not in the spirit, like when they come across this information, when we tell them this, they just can't fathom it, man. They'll tell you, "Oh, you crazy, man. That's just too far out there. It's too far fetched," because they don't really understand the depths of Satan, man. They don't really understand, like this tells you in Ephesians, the spiritual wickedness in high places, man. The average American doesn't understand the left-handedness and the sorcery and the witchcraft and the magic and the deception that these elites, are working with on the left-hand side. So when they hear these things, they'll just take it as, "Oh, you've been watching too many movies. That's too dystopian. That's just too far. I don't believe that they're capable of doing that." But they just don't know, man. Hey, but through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we see it. All right, we understand it. And hey, man, it's heavy. It says they sharpen their tongue like swords and aim their bitter words like arrows. In this article, and what that guy Harari was saying is them sharpening their tongues. They're telling you, this guy was literally telling you what these elites plan on doing to you people in the future, man. That's them sharpening their tongues, man. They're literally, sharpening their tongues to bring this, this futuristic, dystopian, technocracy to light, man. and they put billions and trillions of dollars into this technology to be able to do what this guy was saying, man. Now we have the technology to do these things, man. And that's in that little clip, that 2-minute clip of him talking, is them sharpening their swords. This is what they have these secret meetings about, the Davos meetings, you know, the WEF. And they're literally coming out and telling you people this is what they're planning on doing. You see? So it says they sharpen their tongues like swords and aim their bitter words like arrows. They shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly. Right, like I said, the day is going to come to where, like I said, when you want to be a part of this new world order, all of this this new world order package, these BCIs, these neural links, all right, these brain chip interfaces, the MOTB, you know, the social credit score, you know, 15-minute cities, these are all going to be part of your new world order citizens package, man, when these devils when they unleash it upon you people. And it's not, like I said, it's not going to be an option. It's not going to be, well, I'll take the Neuralink, but I don't want the MOTB, but I don't want the microchip. You're not going to have that option. You're going to have to take all of this shit. Even Klaus Schwab said in the future, if man don't merge with technology and machine, you're going to be excluded from operating in society. And these devils are not playing. All right. You see it happening now on a smaller scale with everything going digital. Even the guy Harari was saying that everything is going digital, blah, 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 because this is the future that they're creating. And it's been in the works for hundreds of years. And now, like he said, we finally have the technology to do these things, man. And they ain't gonna, it ain't for play. All right. It's not just for shits and giggles. These devils are serious, man. It says they encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever notice? They ask. They plot as they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning, and these devils are cunning, man. And in their eyes, they have crafted the perfect plan. Because like I said, eventually it's going to get to the point to where you're not going to have any options. This is why we always do videos saying that all roads lead to the mark of the beast. All roads are leading to this technocracy that these devils are creating, to where they'll be able to play God via this technology. And a part of that technology is going to be them using brain chips. Like it says here, big tech they are going to use brain chips to read your innermost thoughts. You see, this technology is going to make them gods, man. It's not going to be no secret or no thing that they won't know about each and individual person. He said it himself. We'll be able to know you better than you know yourself. Like I said, in the future, they're going to have which we know they're not going to fully, bring their new world order to fruition. But, they plan on having, once this technology is within you and you're in your 15-minute city and you're watching TV, or if you're watching anything, that TV is going to be watching you and monitoring you, and all of your brain wave activity is going to be watch through that television as you're watching it. And if you're watching particular commercials or information, it's going to be monitoring your reactions and how you feel about it. So if you feel positive or negative about it, it's going to know. And it's going to report that information back, to the hive mind, to the AI, and it's going to be able to see in real time. Oh, this individual doesn't like, this form of this particular propaganda that we put on television. He feels negatively about it, and guess what? You're going to get that knock at the door. They're going to know that, hey, that little piece of propaganda that they were presenting to you as truth or whatever, you didn't take it lightly. You felt negative about it. You didn't agree with it. So therefore, hey, you're going to have to be grabbed up and taken for re-education, so to speak, This is what this devil was ultimately trying to establish. All right, so let's read some of this. It says, a new study out of Stanford University reveals that neural implants, also known as brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, might not just help paralyzed individuals communicate, they could potentially lay bare your innermost thoughts to big tech, you see? And that's why we always say they're going to present this shit as being used for the good of people, to help the lame to walk or the blind to see, but it's way more darker and more nefarious than what it seems on the surface. And this is why scriptures say you can never trust this damn devil, man. Remember, everything that he does is very cunning, is very slick. He's not going to just come out and tell you that not only will this not only are we creating technology to help the paralyzed to walk, but also we're using it to hack every part of your brain so that we can possess this type of power and control over you, man. That's why this man is not to be trusted. And you'd be a damn fool to trust this guy. Whatever he tells you for face value. Oh, let me get that. I love this scripture, man. Let me get this, man. I love bringing the scripture out. Yep. This is Proverbs 26 and 25. It says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. See, it's dealing with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It says, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. And we see that happening now. But like I said, sadly, a lot of our people still believe that this so-called white man is this innocent, trustworthy individual, man. Not knowing that he's a goddamn maniac, man. It says, published in the medical journal Cell, the research shows these devices can decode brain signals to produce synthesized speech faster with less effort. BCIs work by using tiny electrode arrays to monitor activity in the brain's motor cortex, the region controlling speech-related muscles. Until now, the tech relied on signals from paralyzed individuals actively trying to speak. The Stanford team, however, discovered that even imagined speech generates similar, though weaker, signals in the motor cortex. With the help of artificial intelligence, they translated those faint signals into words with up to 74% accuracy from 125,000 word vocabulary. See? So now these devils have mapped out the brain to where, you know, when you're speaking is using AI to be able to code, you know, those words and to make them, you know, whatever you're thinking into words, man. That's a hell of that's some power on the left-hand side, man. You see, this is why the guy Harari said this technology we possess now, we can become gods, because now we can use technology to know what you're thinking. Even if you're not saying the words, if you're thinking it, this technology is able to use signals to even track what didn't come out of your mouth, but your brain is doing. And that's crazy, man. That's some heavy power to have, man. It says we're recording the signals as they're attempting to speak and translating those neural signals into words that they're trying to say. You literally can read your mind, even if you're not physically saying it, and you're just thinking it in your subconscious. Now they're able to map that into subtract that out of the brain and use AI to see what you were gonna say, what you were thinking, but you didn't say. Now they can map it on with this damn technology, man. That's crazy, man. But hey, this is where we're at. Read that part again, man. It says we're recording the signals as they're attempting to speak and translating those neural signals into the words that they're trying to say, said Aaron Kurtz, a postdoctoral researcher at Stanford's Neuroprosthetics Translational Laboratory. But this technology leap has raised red flags among critics who warn of a dystopian future where your private thoughts could be exposed, you see, and that's exactly what this technology is for. And this is literally what they're doing. But like I said, the majority of people will just pass it off as, oh, you've been watching too many movies. Oh, that's dystopian. These devils ain't putting this shit in this movie and showing you, making these movies for no fucking reason. They're literally showing you the future that they're getting ready to, the future that they're trying to create. You see? It says Nita Farahany, a Duke Universal Law and philosophy professor and author at the author of Battle for Your Brain, sounded the alarm, telling NPR, the more we push this research forward, the more transparent our brains become. And this is exactly what these devils want. All right. Like I said, total control, man. All right. Like I said, these devils want to be God, man. And they're not going to stop. All right. It says Farahany expressed concern that tech giants like Apple, Google, and Meta could exploit BCIs to access consumers' mind without consent, urging safeguards like passwords to protect thoughts meant to stay private. It says, we have to recognize that this new era of brain transparency really is an entirely new frontier for us, Farahany said. While the world fixates on artificial intelligence, some of these tech industry heavy hitters are pouring billions into BCIs. Elon Musk, I'm not going to read that part because that's not true. It says, has raised $1.2 billion for his Neuralink venture, which is now conducting clinical trials with top institutes like the Burrow Neurological Institute, the Miami Project to Cure Paralysis, and the Cleveland Clinic, Abu Dhabi. Right, where do you think all these missing people go? All these people and children are just coming up missing. All of these so-called people that are being what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking deported out of this country that just somehow leave and come up missing. What the hell you think they're getting all of the clinical and human trials and the people from, man? All right, and they'll tell you, oh, we had our first success. No, man, they've been testing this shit on thousands and probably hundreds of thousands of people, using this technology so that they could master it, man. All right, you better wake the hell up, man. All right, and this is like, a lot of these, tech giants, they're all into this technology. They're all pouring in billions of dollars into it because what? Like Noah said, we now have the technology to do this shit. So don't get all, fucked up when you hear, oh, well, they're in the early stages of it. No, these devils been doing this shit, man, for a long, long time, man. All right, this shit, they've been perfecting this shit and this technology so that when it's time to fully roll it out, it's going to be completely mastered, man. It says all right, okay, it says now another tech titan is entering the fray. OpenAI co-founder Sam Altman is launching Merge Labs to challenge Musk's Neuralink, and they're not challenging. Look, the Sam Altman's tech company is not challenging Musk's tech company. They're all on the same team. All right, there ain't no different. They're not competing against one another. They're all these tech giants are all getting in on this technology, man, because it's all for the greater purpose of these elites. It says backed by OpenAI's venture arm and valued at $850 million, Merge Labs is seeking $250 million in funding, according to the Financial Times, while Altman will serve as co-founder alongside Alex Blania of the Iris Scanning World Project. Sources say he won't take an operational role, but it don't matter. All right, because all these devils are all working together, man, to bring in this dystopian future, to bring in this new world order, to make themselves technological gods, man. All right, and the scriptures are warning us against all of this shit, man. All right. What I had another preset. Which one? Yep, this is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us?" You see, but we see these devils through the Spirit. We know what this technology is all about. We know the ultimate end game of what these devils are trying to accomplish, man. All right. And we know eventually the day is going to come to where, hey, Yahweh Shai is going to come back and fully judge and destroy these devils, man. But it's our job as prophets and men of the Lord to give our people the warning, to expose this bullshit, via prophecy and via, the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to expose it and let you know that, hey, these devils are definitely coming after the working of Satan, man. Tells you that. Let me get that. Thessalonians, man. Well, we tell you this man's the devil, man. And you still got individuals out here saying we gotta pray for the white man. We gotta forgive Esau. He can be saved. This man is not going to be saved, man. This man is the complete wicked and the devil that the Bible speaks of. It says 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." You see, and it's our job as prophets, to consume it with the spirit of the mouth. And that's what the prophets and the men of the Lord, this is what we're out there doing when we go into these news and prophecies, when we expose the MOTB, when we expose the true nature of this wicked ass technology and BCIs and this new world order. All right. But then the only thing that's going to stop it is when Yahweh Shai comes back and destroys these devils, man. Let's see, look at this. I'm reading the NLT. It says, "The man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahweh Shai will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming." See, it says this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. And that's what all this technology is really all about. Counterfeit power, man. And it is counterfeit. Yeah, it can be used to do particular things, but it's done in wickedness. It's not done in truth and righteousness and holiness. All right. It's all counterfeit power that he's trying to use to establish himself as God. But the true son of the true God, Yahweh Shai, is going to come and straighten everything out, man. And you devils are going to eventually see true power, man. Righteous, the righteous light. All right. The ultimate power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It says, oh shit. It says, what the fuck? Man. Yeah, here we go. It says, it says, this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them, you see? And that's what's going to happen to a lot of our people, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. They're going to be deceived by a lot of this technology and by this new world order he's trying to establish, man. And they're going to get their brain chips. They're going to get that MOTB. All right, they're going to submit themselves to this man's counterfeit power and his new world, and they're all going to be eventually destroyed by Yahweh Shai when he comes back with the thousands of angels to judge and to make war upon these upon this earth, man. All right, let me get this Psalms 5, and I'm gonna close it out. This is Psalms chapter 5, verse 2. Oh no, I read it. It says, "Give ear to my words, O Yahweh, consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my power, for unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning I will direct my prayers unto thee and will look up." And that's why we've been telling brothers, hey, and you sincere brethren out there, you got to be praying now more than ever, man. Right? You got to be wearing out the steps of the Most High. Pray every day that the Lord keeps us from this bullshit. Us, our wives, our children, the elect, because, hey, it's going to get bad out here, man. To where faith is going to be one of the main ingredients that we're going to need to stand, in these evil days that are coming. It says, "For thou art not a power that have pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing, that Yahweh will abhor the bloody and deceitful man." You see, and that's Esau, Edom. And you gotta be in that spirit against Esau and against everything that this man has coming and that he's about to present to the world. You see, you gotta reject this man. You gotta detest him. Everything that he's gonna be offering you people in the future, you better, hey man, you better flee from it as from a poisonous snake, man, because that's what it's filled with, poison. It says, "Thou shalt destroy." Verse 7. "But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear I will worship toward thy holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies. Make thy way straight before my face. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness." You see? You have to understand who you're dealing with when it comes to Esau and everything that he's getting ready to drop on you people, man. You see, it says their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. You see? Read this in the NLT, man. Verse 8. It says, "Lead me in the right path, O Lord, or my enemies will conquer me." And that's true. And if you're not in tune and on par with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, if you're not getting your house in order, coming back to to the fear of the Lord, man, hey, you're gonna be conquered by Esau Edom, especially when he comes with this new world order, and there ain't no option. Either you're gonna submit or you're gonna die. Hey, those of you who are not in the right spirit, if your faith is not in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai 100% and fully, you're gonna be conquered by your enemies because you're gonna be deceived. You're gonna be broken. You're gonna fall for the trap and feel that the only option that you truly have is to bow down to Esau and what he has going, man. And you're not gonna put your faith and trust and patience in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and you're going to be conquered, man. It says, "Make your way plain for me to follow. My enemies cannot speak a truthful word. Their deepest desire is to destroy others. Their talk is foul, like the stench from an open grave. Their tongues are filled with flattery." You see, and that's everything that Esau is going to be presenting to you people with this new world order, man. It's all bullshit. It's a stench. It's foul. It's wicked. It's flattery, it's lies, it's ultimately, like I read in Thessalonians, deception, man. You see? It says, "O God, declare them guilty. Let them be caught in their own traps." And that's what's going to happen. If you get involved and you acquiesce and you become you receive your MOTB, you allow yourself to be had and deceived into trusting in this man's system, you're going to be found guilty right along with Esau. And that's why you're going to be destroyed, with fire from the chariots and fire from the nukes in the great judgment. It says, drive them away because of their many sins, for they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them sing joyful praises forever. Spread your protection over them, that all who love your name may be filled with joy. For you bless the godly, O Lord. You surround them with your shield of love. All right. So, hey, here it is, man. It's getting more and more. It's more and more coming out in the open, and it's becoming more and more plainly, the plans of this devil and everything that we've been telling you he's trying to accomplish is it's real, and it's accelerating. And hey, we see the end game at the end of the day. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you are edified. To the next one, shalom.